The world was stunned, news outlets buzzed, social media feeds exploded, and fans everywhere paused in disbelief. Gordon Ramsay, the chef whose name was synonymous with strength and fire, had shown a side no one expected. There he was, Gordon Ramsay, in tears over a bowl of porridge. Not just any porridge, but a humble Filipino dish, arroz caldo, steaming gently before him. The image was almost surreal, a stark contrast to the persona the world had come to know. This was the man known for his unbreakable will, a chef whose fury could silence a room, whose sharp tongue and relentless standards had made him a legend in kitchens across the globe. He was the storm in the kitchen, the force that pushed others to their limits. We've seen him angry, ruthless, and uncompromising. He was the embodiment of culinary perfectionism, never letting his guard down, never showing weakness. But never, not once, had we seen him vulnerable. Yet, in a humble Manila kitchen, Ramsay sat before a simple bowl of arroz caldo, Filipino rice porridge. The setting was unassuming, the dish unpretentious, but something about it was different. It was as if the world had slowed down for a moment, focusing on this quiet, powerful scene. He stared into the bowl, as if searching for something lost, something buried deep within himself. The steam rising from the rice and chicken seemed to carry memories, stories, and emotions that words could not express. The world watched as he tasted it, his face crumbling, a tear tracing down his cheek. In that instant, the tough exterior melted away, revealing a man touched by the simplest of comforts. It was a moment that transcended food, reaching into the heart of what it means to be human. It was a moment of raw humanity, more powerful than any of his famous tirades. The kitchen, usually a battleground, became a sanctuary. The chef, usually a warrior, became a person, vulnerable, open, and deeply moved. Suddenly, greatness in food wasn't about complexity or price, but about connection and comfort. The true magic of a meal was not in its rarity or its cost, but in the memories it evoked and the warmth it brought to the soul. The unbreakable chef had found a crack in his armor, opened not by a rival, but by a humble bowl of Filipino comfort. In that moment, he was not a celebrity, not a judge, but simply a man, reminded of the power of food to heal and to connect. What was in that bowl that could move a Titan to tears? Was it the taste, the aroma, or the memories it stirred? Perhaps it was the love and care poured into every spoonful, the tradition passed down through generations, or the reminder of home and belonging. The culinary world felt a shift. Maybe perfection wasn't the only measure of greatness. Maybe, just maybe, the true test of a chef was not in the complexity of their creations, but in their ability to touch hearts and bring comfort. Sometimes the simplest food holds the deepest power. In a world obsessed with innovation and spectacle, it is the humble, heartfelt dishes that remind us of who we are and what truly matters. Days earlier, Ramsay entered Chef Margarita Forres's kitchen in Manila, his presence as commanding as ever. He was there to uncover unsung cuisines, but his approach was all sharp edges and precision. Margarita, his opposite, radiated warmth and quiet confidence. Her kitchen was a place of gentle laughter and unhurried grace, not military order. Ramsay, used to control, was momentarily disarmed. Here cooks moved with inherited rhythm, guided by memory, not timers. He expected to teach, to elevate, but as he watched Margarita taste and guide, he felt something shift. For the first time in years, he wondered if he was the one who needed to learn. The real story wasn't about him discovering Filipino food, but about Filipino food discovering him. Two worlds were about to collide and transform each other. The first hours were a clash of philosophies. Ramsay demanded measurements, precision, control, cooking as science. Margarita smiled, offering a spoon. "Taste it, Gordon. Consistency is in the hand, in the heart. We cook by pakiramdam," she explained. Filipino cooking is about intuition, feeling, and trust in tradition. Ramsay watched, baffled, as cooks adjusted seasoning by instinct, not scale. They each made adobo. Ramsay's was flawless, engineered to perfection. Margarita's was soulful, rich, alive, with memory. His dish impressed, hers comforted. Ramsay tasted both, recognizing technical mastery in his but life in hers. It was a lesson. Perfection can be admired, but soul is what's remembered. In that kitchen, Ramsay's logic met Margarita's heart, and he began to change. Sometimes the best recipes aren't written down, they're felt. The turning point came on a rainy afternoon, when the city seemed to pause under the gentle drumming of rain. The streets of Manila glistened, washed clean, as if inviting something new to begin. The air was thick with the scent of wet earth and distant memories, and inside, a quiet transformation was about to unfold. In her small kitchen, Margarita prepared arroz caldo, chicken and rice porridge, a dish beloved across the Philippines. It's more than just food, it's a warm embrace, a remedy for rainy days and weary hearts. She stirred the pot with practiced hands, coaxing comfort from simple ingredients: leftover chicken, ginger, garlic, and rice. Gordon Ramsay watched, arms folded, his skepticism clear. He was used to grand gestures and bold flavors, but here Margarita relied on memory and resourcefulness. She cooked not with extravagance, but with heart, letting the past guide her hands. When she placed the bowl before him, it was unadorned, honest. No fancy garnishes, just the essence of home. The steam curled upward, carrying the aroma of comfort and care. "This is what my mother made for me when I was sick. It's a hug in a bowl," she said softly, her voice trembling with emotion. For Margarita, this dish was a bridge to her childhood, a way to share her mother's love with others. Ramsay took a spoonful, the warmth spreading through him. The flavors were gentle, yet profound. Ginger, garlic, and chicken melding into something greater than the sum of its parts. Each bite was a quiet revelation, a reminder of the power of simplicity. In that moment, he was no longer the world-renowned chef, but a boy again, recalling the comfort of his own mother's care. The memories flooded back, nights spent under blankets, soothed by a bowl of soup and a mother's gentle touch. The food bypassed his critical mind and went straight to his heart. Tears welled up, unexpected, genuine. He was moved not by technique, but by the love infused in every spoonful. The world saw not a chef, but a man touched by the universal language of food. In that moment, everyone in the room felt the connection between past and present, cook and guest, mother and child. Sometimes the simplest dish carries the deepest love. It's not about complexity, but about the memories and care that simmer beneath the surface. That bowl of arroz caldo changed everything. It broke down walls, opened hearts, and reminded everyone that food is more than sustenance. It's a vessel for memory and meaning. It was more than food. It was memory, comfort, and connection shared across generations and cultures, all in a single humble bowl. To understand her food, Margarita took Gordon to the wet market. For Ramsay, it was chaos, smells, sounds, colors overwhelming his senses. He tried to assert his expertise, but Margarita guided him deeper, introducing him to vendors with stories in their hands. She showed him ingredients with histories, not just flavors. He met Nane Rose, a matriarch whose hands held decades of knowledge. Ramsay listened, realizing food here was about connection, to land, to people, to the past. Ingredients weren't just items. They were stories, relationships, memories. The market was the heart of the community, not just a place to buy. Ramsay saw that the soul of Filipino food was in these bonds, not in recipes. He was learning. Food is about people, not just plates. Gordon's transformation was slow, but it was genuine and profound. He arrived in the Philippines with a reputation that preceded him, a world-renowned chef, used to the pressure of Michelin stars and the constant scrutiny of critics. But here, in this unfamiliar kitchen, something inside him began to shift. Margarita, his gracious host, invited him to cook for her staff and their families. It wasn't a formal event, just a backyard feast. No menu, no critics, no expectations. The only thing that mattered was sharing a meal together, under the open sky, surrounded by laughter and the aroma of home-cooked food. Ramsay's instinct, honed over decades, was to take charge, to impress, to lead. But Margarita gently stopped him, her words soft, but firm. Today, there are no stars, only family. In that moment, Gordon realized this was not about accolades or perfection, it was about connection. She handed him a wooden paddle and pointed him toward a giant wok of garlic rice. His job was simple, just stir. No fancy techniques, no signature dishes, just the humble act of being present and contributing to the meal. Surrounded by aunts, uncles, and children, Gordon was no longer the celebrity chef. He was simply another pair of hands welcomed into the fold, blending into the rhythm of family life. He learned from the elders not through words, but through gestures, shared smiles, and the unspoken language of food. Every movement was a lesson, every glance a gentle correction. The kitchen was alive with joyful chaos, pots clanging, children darting between legs, stories and laughter echoing off the walls. Everyone moved together, each person playing their part in a beautiful, unchoreographed dance. Ramsay found himself laughing, his guard down, swept up in the moment. For the first time in a long while, he was simply cooking for the joy of it, not for praise or recognition. In that backyard, surrounded by warmth and acceptance, Gordon let go of his ego. He discovered a sense of belonging he hadn't realized he was missing, a place where he could just be himself. For the first time in years, he was cooking with his heart, not just his hands. Every stir, every taste was infused with gratitude and love for the people around him. Sometimes, the greatest meals aren't about technique or fame, they're about coming together. The most memorable feasts are made not alone, but side by side, with family, friends, and open hearts. The feast was a glorious, joyful mess, food piled on banana leaves, eaten with hands. For Ramsay, this was the ultimate test of letting go. He hesitated, then joined in, laughter breaking down barriers. Eating with his hands, he felt truly connected to the food and the people. Stories and jokes flowed, no translation needed. Ramsay shared memories of his own childhood, feeling accepted and at home. Here, food was about inclusion, not exclusivity. Margarita's philosophy, pakiramdam, extended to the table, feel the mood, care for each other. Ramsay realized this was the true pinnacle of cooking, a loud, loving table where everyone belonged. This was the soul of food. Ramsay left Manila changed. He arrived as a teacher, left as a student. He learned that cooking is about connection, not just perfection. Back home, he spoke of soul and memory, not just technique. He encouraged his chefs to cook with heart, to taste and feel. His temper softened, replaced by empathy and patience. He realized a chef's greatest tool is not a knife, but understanding. Greatness is part technique, part humility, and mostly soul. True mastery is about surrendering to the emotional power of a shared meal. Ramsay's new mantra, cook with love, not just skill. Ramsay's tears became legend, sparking global curiosity for Filipino food. Travelers flocked to the Philippines, discovering its soulful flavors. Margarita became a global ambassador, inspiring pride in Filipino heritage. Ramsay championed Filipino cuisine, celebrating its philosophy of community. Their friendship endured, bonded by a shared understanding of food's true meaning. The ripple effect continued. Food is about story, memory, and connection. In the end, it's not about perfection, but the heart we put into our cooking. Soul, not style, makes a meal and a life unforgettable.